resources.
All right, you're good to go.
Awesome, thank you.
Rolling.
I pushed myself way up on this table. Hopefully it actually works with my back. Welcome back, episode 2. That's my wallet. Don't look at it. It's mine. That's my wallet. Leave it alone. All right, episode 2. What are we going to talk about, guys? All right. No, all right. That was a terrible intro. This is episode 2. I'm definitely leaving that in, because why not? But why don't we talk about, like, insecurities or something? I don't know. We'll probably just start on something, ramble on. It'll change, go back and forth. I really hope you guys watched the last episode. I almost cried like 7 times in it. I get real emotional about dreams and helping people. It's very, very, very important to me. I just want to help people. I just want to be the change in someone's life. Like, I just want to make someone's day just a little brighter. I feel like I got water all over me. But yeah. One thing that I'm so insecure about, especially with this podcasting, is I don't feel like I open my mouth enough, so it's just top teeth. Which, now that I pointed it out, no one's going to be able to not see it. I shouldn't have said it. Damn it, I messed up. But, yeah, that's the way it is. A lot of insecurities probably come from when we were younger, too. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys got picked on for something, and it has to still bother you. I kind of remember being picked on for, like, buck teeth, but I don't know. I got a decent smile now, and I never had braces or anything, but maybe my teeth were super messed up growing up. My biggest thing I'd get picked on was being fat. All the time. I was called butterball, beach ball, just fatty. Like, people would choose me to, like, fuck around with and, like, what's the word? Not fight, because they wouldn't fight with me, but they would love to, like, physically pick on me, if that makes sense. Like, I'd always have some people, I say like is one too. I got to stop saying like all the time. But I would have people just constantly, that was their thing. They felt insecure, so what's the best way to help yourself not feel insecure as a kid? Pick on somebody else. I think that's one of the biggest reasons we did it as children. I feel so bad for the people I picked on and the things I did. How many of you, like, there it goes again, like. Let's gotta get the likes out. We'll get the likes out. Maybe episode 3, the likes will be gone. It was so for a long time. I bet so. But now it's like. But we'll get rid of it. That's just something we got to work on. But how many of you sit and you get like a memory? I did it again. But you'll get a memory of a time you did something bad, or you picked on someone, or you treated someone poorly, and it just festers. You can't stop thinking about it. You're beating yourself up about it. You're telling yourself, like, God, I was such an asshole. Why was I like that? I do that so much, especially with the life I lived. All the terrible things I did as a kid, as an adult, as a teenager, as someone a week ago, you know? There's so much that I look back on, and you just beat yourself up. I've had to learn to take a breath, be like, yeah, you did suck, but you're not that anymore, so let's get past it. Picking on people that were different in school, especially now as an adult, when you would never do something like that, and you look at people that do it, and you're just blown away and ashamed. Like the people online, Have you ever just went and read comments? That's one of my favorite things to do, is to just find something and then just read the comments and just be in awe of how incredibly cruel and mean and stupid and just, I can't even think of the word for some of the stuff I've seen. And then you see people comment on the comment. I used to do that so much. I would comment, people would argue with me, and then it was war. I would spend a whole day just going back and forth with something, like back and forth, just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I wouldn't do anything else because my ADHD wouldn't allow it. I was locked in. This was my day now. And I would win, or I would think I'd win. You don't win something like that. And probably I was so stupid and narcissistic, I probably lost 90% of those. That's another thing. Like, I will go back and look at it. Look at those types of situations and just be blown away with how crazy and stupid I was. The amount of time wasted arguing with somebody that I will never know. I am never going to meet these people. I've taught myself at this point, don't even comment. Sometimes I'll type something out and I'll be like, I'm never going to meet this person. I don't know these people. They could not care less what I have to say. Why even waste the energy? Why give part of myself to this when I could be doing something so much better? It just doesn't even make sense. And I'm sure you've done it. I'm sure you know people that do it. You're probably thinking of someone right now. Oh, Bill, that dude, he is a Facebook warrior. Old Thunder Thumbs over there. I'm sure we've either been that person or we know that person. And it's just become a crazy world where people can just talk about whatever they want to talk about, say whatever they want to say with no repercussion. And just, yeah, like Mike Tyson said, the internet made a lot of people feel safe saying things that would normally get them punched in the mouth. I'm sure he didn't say those words, but it was something like that. I don't remember. I started saying it. I'm going to quote Mike Tyson. And I was like, I don't remember the quote. Oh no, I don't remember the quote. I got it. I'm going for it. But a lot of the insecurities and stuff like that, it had to have been built from, that was a weird noise. It had to have been built from our childhood. I cannot look in a mirror at this point and not see fat. I've gotten better, like, I put it in my head about the likes, and now every time I say it, it's driving me nuts. So we're going to work on it. Episode 3, like free. That's the episode name. Episode 3, like free. It might not be the name. I might forget by the time I'm done with this because I'm not filming 3 today. That's just crazy. Trying to fill 2 hours alone off the top of your head, it's hard. I was telling myself, you got this, bro. You're going to be a great podcast. It's going to be so easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's hard. It's hard. I want to go home. I'm not gonna. I'm going to stay right here. I got this. I got it. But yeah, I was telling myself, I was like, you got this. You can speak well. It's going to be great. People are going to love it. They might not love it. You might not love it. You might not even be watching. I'm just talking to a camera right now. In hopes that in the future, someone is watching through the TV. What a trip that is, right? Like, I'm talking to this so that hopefully in the future, people can see this conversation. That's like a stoner thought. I don't smoke weed anymore, but that's definitely a stoner thought. You're just hoping that the future sees something. This thing's all dirty. Yeah. So I'm a bit jumbled on this one. I had no plans for this one. I didn't have any plans for the first one, but that one turned out pretty well. I was pretty happy with it. We are going to cut that part out. Maybe we should just start. No, we're not going to start over. We're not going to start over because then what? If you're listening, you're probably like, what the hell am I listening to? But yeah, I think a lot of our insecurities, they were just built at a young age. I'll look in a mirror and I am just the fattest person. It's insane. It's so crazy. But also, I've also been skinny too. So, I mean, I am fat, but people that are bigger than me, they don't like that. They're all, oh, well, if you're fat, you must think I'm something. I don't care about you. Not that I don't care about you, but I don't care about your body. Your body's not my body. I care about my body. And I've gotten a lot of flack because I'm very big into I'm fat or fat. Like I'll call my dog, she's skinny, and I call her fat girl. I had an old business partner. He lost his mind over me saying fat all the time because his ex-wife used to get picked on. And then he saw me like hook up with the bigger girl. And he's like, oh, I get it. You have no problem with it. Not even a little bit. It's not that I care about other people's bigness. I care about mine. I want to be a certain way. So I don't care if other people are big. Good for them. It doesn't bother me at all. And I think me caring so much about my weight is because I was picked on so much as a kid. Because I was constantly called beach ball and volleyball and butterball and all the balls. Very original now that I think about it. Like fat ass, blah blah. Not the smartest kids. And what's crazy is I can see the kid that said it too. I still do not like that guy. I'm very into like forgive and forget. You can't really hold stuff over, but there are a couple people from my past that if I saw, I'm very, very unsure if I'm going to be the adult in that situation. There's one guy I would love to pop in the mouth. There's two, actually. 3. No, the third I don't care. But yeah, there's 2 for sure that I would love to just show them what's up now that I am who I am. But then there's also the part of me that's like, you're an adult now, you can't just do that. And that's a very, very tough line to navigate across, you know? It's like, but now I can protect myself and I can stand up for myself. But now I'm too old to do that type of stuff. So it's kind of a bittersweet pill, you know? It's like, yeah, you've made it. You can do all these things, but you can't. So what's the point? You know? What is the point of getting to that point other than just doing it for yourself? I think we have to learn just to do things for ourselves. I'm sure a lot of us are motivated. I mean, I know I am. I'm motivated very much on past relationships, past dealings with bullies, past dealings with certain people, to where, I mean, it's helped me get in the gym. I see videos of the old me and I was so skinny and tiny, and now I'm like, oh, well, all right, maybe I am big. But I have such bad body dysmorphia to where I don't really see it. There's only certain times where I see myself and I'm like, oh, wow, I'm actually really big. Other times I see myself like in the mirror and I'm like, I'm tiny, nothing's working, I'm not strong. People don't look at me and see someone that has muscles or anything. They just see some fat guy. That's in my head a lot. And it's something I have to work through. And I'm sure there's stuff that you've gone through or that you know of people that have gone through and they're just stuck in that exact same thing. Maybe it's a big nose or big ears or something. Something. I used to, so when I would rave, because I I don't remember if I was like picked on for it or if it's just something I built up, but I feel like I have big ears. So I feel like I have like elf ears. I definitely got a big nose. But you know what they say about guys with big nose? They use big hankies. So you ever need a hanky, I'm your guy. But yeah, I have big ears. So when I used to rave, because I used to be I wouldn't say a big drug dealer because I wasn't good at making money. I was good at giving people free stuff. But I used to deal a lot of ecstasy and acid and sometimes shrooms. So when I was dealing, I would go to raves because I'd go with a pocket full of pills, leave with a pocket full of cash. But I'd always wear a bandana with a hat. And instead of, like you wear a bandana, it goes behind your ears. I always felt like I looked ridiculous. So I would wear a bandana over my ears and have them pinned down. And then I'd have like my hat. I'd always have something that matched, like a white bandana, white hat, gold bandana with like a black and gold hat. And I would always just wear it covering my ears. Which honestly looked way dumber than if I just had my little pointy ears sticking out. I mean, they might not be pointy. I don't know. Again, insecurities. But yeah, I would do things to hide certain parts of myself. So putting on a bandana over my ears made me feel better. And that might sound very familiar to some. Like there's probably certain things that you do or someone that does to where you're like, well, that's weird. But maybe it's weird because they're covering some sort of insecurity. Or maybe that's why you see guys which I don't mean to judge, but guys shouldn't be wearing sandals anyway. It's just not something that should be a thing. But like maybe that's why you see guys wearing sandals with socks. Really? Just don't wear the sandals at all, even with or without socks. But maybe that's an insecurity thing. Maybe, oh dang, I cut myself. Don't know when that happened. Or maybe, I don't know, some sort of extra makeup on a girl. And you always wonder, I wonder why she does that. Maybe someone told her that her freckles were ugly. Maybe someone told her that her under her eyes or her smile lines or something made her look hideous when they were kids. And that's just stuck with them. We all have these little things that we deal with because something happened to us as a kid. I heard someone said once. They were like, kids are the most, what is it? Kids are the most, why can I not think of that? Don't you hate that when you go to think of a word and it's just like, nah, we're good. Your brain's on, nah, don't give it, come here. Don't go out there right now. Let them suffer a bit. Watch them sweat. Kids are the most resilient. So they say kids are the most resilient, and the response was, well, then why are all the adults in therapy? And I think we put a little too much on our kids because it's so true. Kids are the most resilient. They can take it right then, which is weird. It really makes you wonder, like, where do they put it? Are they just not the most resilient? They're just the most, what would the word be? It wouldn't be. Are they not the most resilient, but are they just the best at hiding stuff? That's what I was looking for. Maybe kids aren't the most resilient. Maybe they're the best at just putting stuff in the back. For one day, it can be found, and it can mess them up as an adult. That's why I'm so worried about what I do or say to my kid. I tell him all the time, I'm probably messing you up. He's like, no, you're the best dad. Yeah, until you become a teenager or you become an adult and things that I did or said come back to haunt you. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be the reason my kid needs therapy. And I feel like I'm messing up a lot. And I'm sure if you're a good parent, you probably feel the same way. Like I want him, he complains about being picked on for being overweight. So I try to help him not eat as much and work out. So I'll call him out on stuff. And I'm constantly thinking, is me calling him out on stuff just going to build what I have? Is it going to give him body dysmorphia later on like I do? Like, is it actually going to be beneficial, or is it going to mess him up as an adult? There's so many little things that we do to our kids, or we think that we're doing for our kids, that's just going to come back and just bite them in the ass when they're older. Parenting is the scariest thing ever. I know this is the Troubled Past podcast, but parenting is literally the scariest thing there is. I don't know how we do it, which makes me fully aware. Like, I get why we're messed up, because none of us know what we're doing. We just have a little being, and they're just like, here, raise this, make sure it's good. Oh, okay. Especially when you're not good. Like, a lot of us, we're not good. I mean, we're good, but, it's hard. It's tough. It's scary. That's why I can't really blame anybody for the way I was raised. Because they didn't know. They were just thrown a kid. They're in a lot of people are in abusive, shitty relationships that they shouldn't be in. A lot of people stay in those abusive, shitty relationships because they think it's better for the kid. When, honestly, a kid dealing with a divorce is probably a lot better than dealing with two parents that hate each other. That's something you have to see every day. So I can't really blame anybody for the way I was raised or the way I turned out, the shitty person that I was for so long. Because there's no blueprint to parenting. I just worry that I'm hurting my son. That something I'm doing will affect him later. Because it can be something tiny. It can be something so small. And we don't even realize it. Yelling at him about dropping a glass. Yelling at him about, spilling something all over something. That could mess somebody up. I guess it really depends on the will of the kid, but it's still just something that I think about that I'm scared about. I don't want to be the reason my son's insecure about something. I don't want to be the reason that he thinks a certain way about himself. So it's just scary. Being a parent is terrifying. I mean, I get it. I turned out crazy, but I get it. I kind of get it. A lot of us that turned out crazy that are parents now, it's very easy for us to be like, yeah, well, my kid won't be like that because we were like that. So we got somewhat of a blueprint of how not to do it. But some people, they thought they were raised the perfect way. They didn't realize that what they were going through wasn't the right way. Or maybe it could just be a generational thing. They say that this is the generation for breaking chains and breaking the traumas and things like that. Maybe that is what it is. But who knows? It's just a scary thing. The whole thing's scary. Like I said in the beginning, we're going to bounce around, but we'll get there. So, I think a lot about just life, just dealing with bullshit, dealing with our past. It's all got to be something that we figure out on the way. I don't think one thing's going to fix all for everybody. So hopefully this thing that we're creating here, this community we're building, maybe all of our crazy stories, all of our crazy traumas, all of that can help build somewhat of a blueprint. But we're going to need all of us. We're going to need all of us sharing stories, commenting, talking about what we went through, talking about ways we think that we could better people. But hopefully this does something. I really believe it will. I believe me rambling on will spark some people, especially when I bring up guests on that get to ramble on. And then, who knows, I mean, this might be the podcast where, because I'm sure you've all watched podcasts and you're like, man, I've got stories to tell. I wish someone would bring me on. I'll bring people on. If they comment and they've got something crazy to tell me and they want to get on, why not? Why is it always got to be famous people? Why is it always got to be scientists and things like that? Why can't the average person have a spot to shine? I mean, I feel like that's almost as good as giving the car away. That might be even better. For someone, that's better than a car. If I had one of the people I look up to in the podcast world bring me on, that's a car to me for sure. Just give me that hour to just shine, talk to them. Like, I can hold a conversation. Talking to just the camera, this one's harder. But I used to podcast all the time. I had big famous people. Well, yeah, I'd say they're famous. I don't want to say they're not famous because then if they hear it, they're going to be upset. So yeah, they were big famous people. I mean, 5,000 watts or, God, I hope that's his name. Something 5,000 watts from Texas. The Chameleonaire and those guys. Like, that dude's a producer. He was a big famous dude. We had a conversation forever. I mean, give me a spot. Let me talk. So if I could do that for somebody, why would I not? If I got people commenting, being like, "Yo, let me get on. Let me tell you about my past." Of course, let's do it. I'm not super into Zoom, but I mean, I'll do a couple Zooms. We don't have to fly out, and then once I have the money, I'll fly people out. I think that'd be cool. Get to meet new people, get to share stories, get to potentially help people. I think that'd be fun. I have high hopes for this. And I feel like my community that we're building, our community that we're building, it's going to be one of the best ones on YouTube. And it's going to give us an outlet to actually help more people and share more stories and shine more light. This is a very dark place right now. This world seems darker and darker by the day. And if we cannot have more opportunities to shine light in this dark world, then I think we should take it. I think there's no question that we should take it. So, yeah, I'll definitely bring people on. If they comment, we can set up Zooms. We can do whatever. I want this to be something that actually helps people. Because a lot of us have insecurities. A lot of us have those moments that we look back on and we're just thinking, damn, why couldn't I have said this? Why couldn't I have been better? Why couldn't have I handled that better? Why did I have to lose my cool? Why did I have to cry? Why during that breakup did I do this? Those are some big ones. I'm sure everybody, when I said that, everybody has one of those. So where you're like, damn, I wish I wouldn't have done that in a breakup. Why did I have to call back? Why didn't I just walk away and play it cool? Why did I have to show that I actually cared? Why did I have to be the one crying when they didn't give a fuck? I guarantee all of us have a story like that. We could do multiple podcasts on that, I'm sure. That one hits home for a lot of people. What we did after a breakup. God, do you remember crying, like calling, but I love you. I don't care. I don't love you. Just, no. I guarantee we all have something like that. Unless you're Mr. Joe Cool or Mrs. What is it? Is there a Miss Joe Cool? Miss Joanna Cool? Like, unless you're Miss Joanna Cool, like we've all had that. Or you've been the one that caused that. And if you don't feel bad for that, that's kind of messed up. Or you've gone through so much trauma where you're just an ice chest. Just cold. Which is okay. If that's your thing, that's your thing. I don't want to judge nobody. But, oof. I just know so many of us have some of those stories. Especially a kid. Do you remember how in love you were as a kid? How heartbroken you were to lose your 6th grade girlfriend? But Mom, I loved her. We were gonna get married. Like, you are 11 years old. I don't care. She was gonna have my babies. You ain't never even had sex yet. I don't care. Oh, I don't want to live anymore. Oh, it's so wild to me. Breaking up in school and having the heartbreak like that has to be the craziest thing, because that's the only place where you're surrounded by hundreds of other boys and girls. But that one person, that was your life. He held your hand. He put a note on your locker. He told you were pretty for the first time. But now he's over there with Susan? Fucking Susan? She doesn't even comb her hair every day. I saw her trip in gym class. God. But that love, it's wild, right? I remember being just, oh. But I'm a lover boy. I'm a lover boy. My mom tells me all the time, because it's happened to this day. It hasn't happened in years now, because I've blocked it's locked up. There's a chest around it. You got to have 3 separate keys. There's a retinal scanner. You got to be able to breathe into it, right? Like a breathalyzer. Like, it's locked up. But I mean, a couple years ago. But I actually love this one. I've heard that for everyone. No, but this one's different. The one before that. But I actually loved her. Heard that before. This one's different. The one before that. But I actually loved her. I've actually loved so many people. And they were all different. You don't understand how different this one was from the last. Like, oh, God. Every single one. But I was going to marry this one. Heard that before. But this one's different. Woo! Heartache, huh? Oh, you're at the school dance, and then you see them, and you're just, that should be me dancing with her. And then you got to fight. Remember fighting for your love? Oh, the craziness, especially if you lost. Now you're just heartbroken and you got beat up? Yeah, I guarantee. Leave comments about those stories. I'll bring someone on for... we can do a couple episodes. Maybe we'll just do episodes of stories. The breakup hour. Oh, I bet there's so many funny ones just looking back on it. I'm going to have to actually sit and think, but I know I've got a ton. I've got a ton of those. But I've also been I've caused a ton of those now that I think about it. Yeah, cuz once I grew into my fat, cuz I was a fat boy. I was a big boy. 160 pounds, 5'2". Like, I was a big boy. Very big boy. Once I actually grew into the fat, still weighed the same, but actually like grew tall and it looked like, stocky. But I and I realized I could get girlfriends and how easy it was. Oh, I was such a little heartbreaker. Such a little loser. Little player. I remember I had, and I'm not proud of this. This isn't bragging at all. Like it's high school stupid stuff. This isn't like, bro, one time I had 4 girlfriends at once. You know me, dog. You know me. Shoot. They all wanted a piece. No. But yeah, I had 4 girlfriends at once. All telling them I love them. They all told me, and at that point you say it and you believe it. I didn't believe it on my end, but they did. Like, they're young and dumb. Like, I love you. Oh, I love you, babe. Hang up, gotta call the next one. What's up, babe? Oh, I love you. Just where you been at all day? Just had to hang out with my grandma. She was sick today, so I was taking care of her. Like, yeah, I was so bad. Yes, it's happening again. This will not be a regular thing, I hope. Could you imagine if this was my thing? I'm just the tissue podcaster. Like, he just keeps pulling nasty tissues out of his pocket. They're clean. I've got multiple tissues. I thought ahead. All right? I'm not gross. I'm a little gross right now. I'm getting over a sickness. Come on. Don't judge me. Don't make me feel bad. I'm sorry. Okay. We're good? All right. As long as we're good. I'm sorry. But yeah, I broke some hearts. I took virginities and then completely blew them off. I used to... So, I mean, sometimes when I wouldn't want to deal with the breakup, because I was the type where I'd try to make you break up with me, but if I didn't want to deal with it, I would just change my number or stop accepting your calls or just completely blow you off, which I guess is the same as stop accepting your calls. But yeah, I remember I took this one girl's virginity. She was someone that I was cheating on others with. The girl that I thought I actually cared about, I'm pretty sure she found out or she was about to find out. It was one of the two. And this girl, she was in love with me. I feel so bad. I think about it. There's some that I think about a lot, and I just feel bad. Like I said, this isn't any type of bragging. These are those moments that you sit and you just go, why did I do that? Why? What made me think that was okay? Why am I someone's trauma, someone's regret, someone's insecurity, But I remember she was calling. She was such a good girl, too. She was sweet. She was very sweet. She had, this scar right here because she got burned. But she was beautiful. And she was from Greeley. I was from Eaton. That's how I was able to do it, because I would just go different towns, different schools. But she called, and, sorry, the more I'm talking about it, the more it's flooding back into my memory, and it's hurts. It feels bad. But she calls, and I was like, don't call me anymore. I don't love you anymore. I love somebody else. And I just remember the sound in her voice, the heartbreak, the shatter of her heart. And just the what? Like, and then, I don't love you anymore. I love somebody else, and just hanging up. I bet I destroyed that little. Probably not for long, of course. Like, I didn't ruin her life, but you've been there. Could you imagine that? You gave yourself to somebody. You think that they're gonna be yours. That they actually love you. That you're not just another girlfriend. You're not. Yeah. Maybe that's part of why I don't trust women, because I've been through. I've done it, but I also did it because I kept getting cheated on. So after a while of getting cheated on, you become this thing. Like, hurt people. And I hope I didn't make her a hurt person. And I hope she didn't turn into someone that hurts people. Like I said, she was a sweet girl. She was super nice. But I just remember hearing that heartbreak. Just that, what? And being like, yeah, click. And then her calling and calling and calling. And with no answer. Yeah. We've all been there. Some of us have been on both sides. Thinking about it, I think about the way she felt, but then I also think about the times where I was in that same position. And you just call, and you just hope that something you say is going to make it better. Something you say is going to fix it. And it's going to just change, and it's not going to be what it feels like. And then most of the time, probably 99% of the time, that's not the case. Once someone's mind's made up in a relationship type aspect, that's usually it. There's no changing it, and there's no real reason to try to change it. But I had been cheated on so much. I had been broken up with. I had become this little rock. And I was making people feel the way that people made me feel, which was not right. There's no excuse for it. I'm just saying that's why I became that person. But there's no excuse for what I did. It was cruel. It was mean. It just wasn't right. Was not right to do to others. And it just wasn't the way that I should have lived. And that's one of those regret things that you look back on and you go, damn. Yeah, wish I wouldn't have done that. But, I mean, I had a girlfriend. It was my girlfriend and my friend's girlfriend. And these two dudes were like, come on. And my girlfriend was friends with one of the dudes. But the other guy, it was two dudes and two girls. And he's like, come on, let's go watch movies. Let's do this. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? You're not going to go do that. Oh, come on, it's just Nate. It'll be fine. You know it'll be fine. Like, whatever, do what you want. Next day you get a call. I cheated on you. Okay. That day, I remember I got that call. And the guy she cheated on me with worked literally a block away. I went into my granddad's garage. I grabbed the biggest mallet, not a rubber mallet, the biggest hammer I could find, and I headed straight over there. I was gonna destroy that dude. First thing, I had it planned. I still know I was gonna walk up and I was gonna butt, because he had a nice car that he loved, and I was just gonna boom, boom, bust out the windows, and when he came out, it was on. It was gonna be bad. I was going to jail for sure. Which probably he wouldn't have came out, because who's dumb enough to come out when someone's swinging a hammer at a car after you just did something with their girlfriend? You probably just hide and call the cops at that point. And the Eaton cops loved me. That's for sure. I was their favorite person. I used to make a joke that they got my picture on the wall. Yeah, they used to love me. Yeah, that was the plan. I was going to just walk up and destroy his car, and the second he came out, I was going to destroy him. And that was just one of them. Then there were other girls that cheated. It was just either getting cheated or getting left, because I was a fat kid. So I didn't have much respect. No one really cared. So I just became this diabolical monster once I wasn't fat. And I hurt a lot of people. And I regret it. And a lot of all those regrets, because now I have a son, I've got a good life, I've got a house that I'm building, I've got good things going. And now I think about it. So when you sit there and you think about, damn, I wish I wouldn't have done that. I wish I wouldn't have done that. It made me think of like a concept for a movie. Because it's like, I wish I wouldn't have done that, but what if me not doing that alters something, and then because I didn't do that, I never meet my son's mom, and I never have my son. So it's like, I have to wish that I did everything I did, because what if that one thing that changes alters the course of the future? And I feel like, because there's all kinds of movies to where it's, oh, I'm going to go in the past and change something, and then everything's going to be better. But what if you're sitting at home with your family, like you're having a nice dinner, you go to sleep, and you wake up and you're in high school again. And everything is going the exact same way, but instead of changing the things that you want to change, because it might make you rich. Like, if I would have done this, I would have made so much money. Or if I would have done this, I wouldn't have hurt this person or something. And most movies, it's like, oh, cool, I'll change this, now I'm rich. What if you have to go back and you have to still make the same stupid mistakes over and over again just to get back to that part of the future? I think that'd be a cool concept. Any film people out there want to work on a movie? I can write a script up. I already have before. I think that'd be a sweet movie. To where you have to relive those terrible things, and you have to be smart enough to be like, this is going to put me in jail. This would make my life maybe better than the way but if you're happy with like your family and stuff, how could your life get better? I don't know. Probably shouldn't have talked about it. Someone's going to steal the idea. But it'd be a cool movie to watch either way. Oh, well. Yeah, but thinking about all those God moments made me think of that. Yeah, I'm sure you guys, I really do want to hear some of your guys' stories, like the breakup stories, or stories where you've done something terrible like what I did, to where you just feel terrible about it. We could do just so many episodes off of it. I think that'd be a cool concept. Yeah, the crazy things we do when we're kids, when we're young and we're dumb, and we're in love. Woo! Love is so powerful. Love is so powerful when you're young. I am just waiting for my son's first real love. I remember my brother, he was in love with this girl, and I think she cheated on him too. That might be why I don't trust women. I can't trust a relationship. Love y'all. Love women to death. I just can't trust a relationship. I guarantee that there's good women out there. But I feel like all the good women are taken. You know? If you're a good woman, you're probably in a good relationship. But if you're not in a good relationship, I'm not saying you're not a good woman. I put that very poorly. Like, you could still be a good woman and not be in a relationship because maybe you were with a bad man, or So don't think that that's what I meant. But I remember he was dating this chick, and she ended up cheating on him, and he just shows up at the house, and my brother's hand is just mangled. It is bleeding. It's gushing all over the place. It was gross. See, I like to hit concrete and hard things because my hands, I've done it so much, my hands are fine. I've probably calcified my bones so much to where it's like, all right, it don't matter. Nowadays, now that I'm older, because I'll do it as like kind of like a party trick. Nowadays, like it takes a little longer. They'll hurt. They'll be sore for a while, but they don't break or anything. Like I'm always watch me punch the concrete, and I'll just hit the ground over and over, and just show people. And now that I'm older, they just stay sore longer. But dude, when I was younger, it was nothing. I could straight just doof, 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 doof on the concrete wall and be fine because we grew up with concrete walls. We grew up with concrete walls, and I had an anger problem. And one day, because I used to punch my grandparents' fridge, and it was all dented up and beat up. My brother's like, "You're such a pussy. You only punch it because it's soft. You can't handle punching hard things because you're a little girl." And so from that day on, all I punched was hard shit. And then my hands just slowly calcified and calcified and calcified to where now it's a party trick. But anyway, my brother, his hand's all mangled because he finds out she cheats on him. They're at a football game because that was a big thing. Country town football games, you probably already know. So his dumbass decided instead of punching, something solid. Well, I guess he didn't have my hands. Something soft. I don't know. But we have you ever seen the old school wood poles? Not like the new ones where it's made out of like a solid wood, like the new light poles. So the old light poles, it's made out of like stuff that'll splinter out like this long. It looks just like splintered wood, just all put together in a circle. So when you hit it, it breaks and it just splinters out. So he hit that a few times and he just got destroyed. Like the wood's breaking, stabbing him in the hand, just cutting him up. And he comes home, he's in high school at the time, and he's just bleeding all over the place. Like my mom's like, "What did you do? She cheated on me. I loved her." Oh my God. We were so dumb in school. I loved her. No. Just destroyed. So she has to clean him up. And then, of course, he's going back to the game. But just, I am not looking forward to my son's high school loves or, well, I don't know, he's a better kid than we were. He's been raised better. Like, saying that, I started thinking about, like, my brother that happened to, his kids. And they've gone through breakups, and they're fine. They don't freak out and spaz. Maybe it was just our environment created that crazy spaz. Like, I gotta destroy something. So hopefully he's not bad, but if he's anything like his dad or his uncle, he's going to come home, is going to have broken hands, something. But I'm not looking forward to his real. He's so funny because he like dates. He calls it, well, we're dating. Bro, you are in the 5th grade. Where are you taking her? You don't go anywhere. You see each other at school. That's not dating. But he's got little girlfriends and like they have their little issues and stuff like that. But it's not what it's gonna be, That's 7th grade love. I think that's when it starts. That 7th, 8th grade love is when it first starts kicking in, and you're just in too deep, So I'm curious to see about what I've done to mess him up as an adult. I'm curious to see what type of insecurities he builds. It's gonna be a wild ride. Like I said, parenting's scary as hell, but I'm curious to see how it all plays out. I feel like him and I talking through everything's gonna help a lot. Maybe he won't build up anything. Maybe the only reason I built up so much stuff is because I was never heard. I was never listened to. I never had anyone own up to their shit. Anyone take responsibility. I was gaslit for 15 years. Maybe that's why I got messed up. Maybe that's why some of you guys got messed up. Hopefully our parenting is going to be better, and we're not going to mess our kids up. And they're just going to be grateful and just amazing people. Because, they're amazing people now. I wasn't an amazing person when all that happened. So hopefully that's what happens, and we're all good. But I am interested to see, and I am definitely interested to hear your guys' love stories. Like I said, I'm more than happy bringing people on as a guest, especially if you've got a crazy or funny story, or a crazy funny story, or a sad story, anything that's going to be entertaining. I would love to hear it. I'd love to bring you on. I'd love to have more people on. I want to be able to give people, what is that? Oh my God, my hair. I'd love to be able to give people an outlet, give people some shine. Let's make this the community where it's not just famous people. It's not just scientists. It's not just people that are going to bring followers. If we have the community, we'll bring our own followers. We'll bring our own people. We'll make this as big as we can. We'll help as many people that we can. We'll do something different here. Let's change some lives. I know the beginning of this was a little rocky, but I feel like we hit our stride. I'm so excited to have you guys here. I don't know what to do with my hands a lot of the times, so hopefully it doesn't bother you. Or if it does, let me know. If there's anything I do that's weird or bothers you or anything, let me know. I need to work on myself. I need to make this good. This is only episode 2. So comment below. Tell me your stories. Tell me if there's anything I can work on to make this better. Hit that like button. Subscribe. It'll really help out. And let's create a community that's different. Let's make this something different. And let's help change some lives. Let's help shine some light on this world. Let's give people opportunities that they normally wouldn't have. Let's do something big. I think we will. I'm pretty excited for this. Yeah, I think that's it. We'll end it there. I can't wait to hear your love stories, though. It was episode 2. We did it. Hell yeah. Thank y'all. I love you guys, for real. If you're watching, I love y'all. Share it. Let's make it go big. Share the clips. Do something. If not, oh well. If you're just watching and you like it, then that's good enough too. But yeah, I really appreciate you. I love you guys. Thanks for joining. I'll see you on the next one. Ugh. We did it.